Is it possible for us to start now? Who's your team member, Tajul?
Aimi and Nana.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
So,
Nah juga. Okay. Ni semua
uh,
top ni lah. Siapa lagi?
Aimi. Aimi kamera dia rosak.
Oh, okay. Alright.
Okay. Okay. So, before Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay. Before I present, I want to advise 3 things. Okay. First of all, please participate. All of you, please participate in class. Okay. Second of all, don't let English be a language barrier for you to learn. Okay. Yes, I have to present in English, but for you students, you have already previously presented. So today you can speak in Malay or Manglish, I don't care. Okay, if you want to participate. Okay, so that don't let English be a barrier. Okay, now thirdly, all of our explanations will be based on our understandings. So please, if we are wrong, please correct us. Just interrupt. Tajul, salah tu bang. Just say that. Okay. So please interrupt. Okay. So these are the 3 advices that I want to give you. So now I will present. Okay. Let's cut to the chase. I will present my slides. Yeah.
Next week you in charge lah, Tajul. You can
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Oh, thank you. Okay. So can you see this? Can you see that I am presenting? Wait, the slide. Mana slide dia? Okay, ni.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, jap Right. Mana full screen? Okay ni. Okay. So,
Alamak.
okay. Okay. So as you can see, you all know, okay, these are our faces, This is me, Tajul. Bear with me, okay? So this is Aimi, okay, and this is Liana. Okay, so these are our full names.
Liana sama.
Nana sama. Tajul tak sama Okay, so it's okay.
Sama Tajul, sama.
Sama, Alhamdulillah. Okay, so our subject today is contract admin. Okay, so let's cut to the chase. Let's go to the topic. Okay, what is the topic? The topic is contract modifications and change orders. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do when you receive a topic from any subject or any program, okay, so the first thing is to ask yourself, what are the key questions that you need to have when you receive the topic? Okay, so these are the key questions: what, when, why, who, and how. Okay, so these are the key questions, and you need to make these faces. Okay, you see this? These are confused faces. Okay, you need to have these faces right now. Okay, so make a confused face. You need to ask yourself. Okay, at the end of the lecture, you need to know what, when, why, who, and how. If you can't answer these questions, meaning that you have not mastered the topic yet. So this is one tip of studying lah. Okay, so you need to consider this. Okay, so this is our topic today: contract modifications and change orders. Now let's go for contract modification first. Okay, now please participate. I want to ask you, what do you understand about contract modification? Anyone at all? You can speak in Malay or English, I don't care. Okay. Anyone?
Wow.
What is contract modification? Anyone?
An agreement yang boleh add on ataupun tolak barang apa macam tu lah dalam kontrak tu.
Okay, nice, very good try. And it's actually correct. Okay, so contract modification. Okay, let's look at the details on contract modification. Okay, so now this is contract modification. So let's start learning. Okay, so what is contract modification? Contract modification is making amendments in the contract. Now, what are amendments? Amendments mean that you want to make a change in the contract. Okay, a small change in the contract. That's an existing contract. You want to alter something in the contract. That is contract modification, to modify the contract. So the meaning of modification, the root word is modify. So you want to modify something in the contract. Okay, so making amendments in the contract. Okay, so changes are made through field orders and change orders. Okay, what are field orders and change orders? Okay, so field orders and change orders are two different things actually. So we will go in details on this after this. Okay, there will be a topic for change orders after this. Okay, now, and contract modification is executed by the contracting officers. Okay, who is the contracting officers? It is the client's representative, not the contractor. Okay, contracting officers represent the client. Always remember that. Now, contracting officers have the authority, authority to administer, modify, change, and remove certain things in the contract. Okay, to make contract modification. That is the power of contracting officers. Always remember that. Okay, now, once the contract modification is made, then it will be notified in a writing form. Why in a writing form? Okay, why? Because in contract modification, we will need new clauses. We will need the price and the date, and the project change, the change of scope of work. What is changed? So you need to have all these things in a writing form. You cannot just negotiate. You just talk verbally. You cannot, because you need a signature. So that is why it is notified in a writing form and must include the price of changes. If it is not including the price, then the contract modification is not valid. It must include the price and the date. Okay, nowadays they need to put the date as well. Okay, now, and the last point is that only minimal changes are made to avoid new clauses or policies and consider CAF. What is CAF? Tiba-tiba kan? What is CAF? CAF. Okay, I will explain on minimal changes first. Minimal changes to avoid new clauses. For example, there is one contract, an existing contract. Okay, so in the existing contract, okay, there are clauses, there are rules, there are something all written in the contract. Okay, so you want to modify something in the contract. You cannot change the clause. You cannot add a new clause or remove an existing clause. You cannot do that. What you can do is that in an existing clause, you can modify something in the clause. You don't change the clause. You didn't add a new clause, but you change something in the clause. That is allowable. But if you want to remove the clause, you add new clause, you cannot do that. Okay? Because contract modification is only to have minimal changes, as a minimum change only. Okay? To avoid new clauses and considers CAF. CAF is the certificate of the availability of funds. Apa tu? Availability of funds. What is that? Availability of funds. Okay, the funds is the money allocated for the project. So if anything has something to do with the funds, the money allocated to the project, you must have the certificate of availability of funds. If you want to change the funds, for example, the maximum fund for the project is 1 million. Suddenly you want to change to 20 million. So that's a big change, right? That is like you are changing the funds. So you cannot do that without the certificate of availability of funds. Where to get the certificate? You need to get it from the certified accountant, okay, which has the authority to give you this certificate. Okay, so you need to remember this. Okay, so that is contract modification. I really hope you understand this. Okay. Okay, so let's look at the types of contract modifications. There are two types. Looking at the picture here. Okay, look at the picture. This picture have two signatures. This one have one signature. Okay, so you already know the difference. One has two signatures, one have one signature. Okay, so by looking at it, you know the difference, and you can also look at the name of the contract modification: bilateral and unilateral. Bi means two, uni means one. Okay, so I will go for bilateral contract modification first. Okay, so bilateral contract modification is the modification made that changes the scope of work. Okay, why? The scope of work. Why? Because it involves the contractor. Whenever it involves the contractor, it will involve the scope of work. Why? Because the contractor makes the work, okay, makes the work done. That is the contractor do. So that is why whenever it involves the scope of work, it will involve the contractor. Always remember that, okay? So it is signed by both contractor and contracting officer. Okay, I will ask you again. Okay, please participate. Who does the contracting officer represent? I just explained on this. Client or contractor? Anyone?
Jawablah.
Anyone? Client or contractor? Contracting officer. Represent who?
Client.
Client. Very good. Who answered just now? State your name. I want to give prizes.
Wow. Ada hadiah.
Ha.
Pasal.
Who answered just now?
Wow.
Atas ni.
Last name. Okay. Nanti you send me your account number. Okay.
Wow.
Okay. So,
Kalah
okay. Yang first one tadi pun yang jawab first one tu pun bagi account number juga. Yeah. Okay. So signed by both contractor and contracting officers. Okay. And then negotiated adjustments are through change orders. Okay. Meaning that bilateral contract modification is made through change orders. Why? Because change orders also need two signatures, which is from contractor and contracting officer, an agreement. Okay. And then it is also known as supplemental agreement. Supplemental means that the root word for supplemental is supplement. For example, you take a supplement, you take vitamin C. Okay, it adds up to your nutrient intake. Okay, adds up something, add a nutrient to your body. So it is adding something to your body. So that is what supplement means. So supplemental agreement. Agreement here means that two parties must agree on one thing. That is why it needs to have two signatures. Okay, so that is why it is named as supplemental agreement. So it's bilateral contract modification. The other name is an supplemental agreement. Okay, so you need to remember this. Now, let's go for unilateral contract modification. Okay, it has one signature. Okay, so it is a one-sided change. So who gives the signature? Only the contracting officer. So even though the contractor doesn't sign, the contractor officer can. Only the contracting officer will sign it. Okay, so it doesn't favor the contractor that much. Okay, because the client has the authority to do so. Okay, the unilateral contract modification. Okay, the client wants a change. Whether the contractor likes it or not, the client has the right to do unilateral contract modification. Okay, so the changes are usually relating to price and time. Okay, for example, usually unilateral contract modification is due to administrative changes. Administrative meaning admin, anything to do with the management and so on. Okay, and then termination issues. Okay, CCD, etc. What is CCD? Okay, unilateral contract modification. One of the sub of unilateral contract modification is CCD. Okay, CCD is the construction change directives. Okay, what is this? This is something that the client requests for a change, the contractor doesn't agree, but the contractor still needs to perform the work. That is CCD. I will explain this later on when we see the flowchart. Okay, the flowchart is not included in the slides. I will post it in the WhatsApp group so you can all see it, and I will also present on screen lah. Okay, so let's go for contract change orders. Okay, anyone again who understands, what do you understand about contract change orders? Anyone at all, please. Just answer anything. What is contract change orders?
Jawab. I enjoy watching. Anyone? Apa ni? Change order. What is the change order? Is it same like a contract modification?
Anyone?
Apa senyap pula ni?
There's no right or wrong answer. What?
Variation order, VO.
Oh, VO.
VO, variation order. Okay, it's somewhat like that. Okay, but it's okay. I will explain. Okay, thank you for participating. Very good. Okay, very good. Natra yang tadi.
Yeah.
Natra, okay. Send me your account number later on. Okay. So, okay.
Cuma bagi duit ni pecah.
Okay. So, let's proceed. What is contract? So what is contract change order? Contract change order is a component of change management. In change management, whatever changes in the contract, whatever changes in the project is in the scope of change management. Okay, so there is actually a company called Project Management Consultancy. Okay, PMC. Okay, PMC. the project management consultancy are actually involved with the change management as well. Okay, whatever in the management, in the change management, it involves with the project management consultancy as well. Okay, if it is large project lah, usually they will hire for project management consultancy. Okay, so the change orders is the change upon the scope of work. That is why bilateral contract modification just now will be made through change orders, because change orders is also a change upon the scope of work. Okay, so it must have a mutual agreement. So between unilateral and bilateral contract agreement, okay, which has a mutual agreement? Anyone? Bilateral or unilateral? Yang ada mutual agreement. Okay, anyone wants to answer?
Cepat.
Bilateral.
Bilateral, yes, very good. Okay, siapa? Give me your account number. Okay, bilateral.
Tajuk semua orang jawab bagi.
Okay. Tak apa, sikit je bagi. Okay, so must have mutual agreement. Okay, so how and when to use change orders? When it is usually used in mostly in large projects. Why? Because in large projects, okay, usually problems, disputes are inevitable. Okay, it means that problems usually occur in large projects. Okay, because it involves many sites. Okay, that is why problems will occur. When problems occur, there will be change orders. Okay, so bear that in mind. Okay, and then how we use the CEM 4900/3 form. Okay, this is the standard form, okay, used in Malaysia. Okay, so the flow. How does change orders are made? Okay, so the flow is the first thing that the flow, the contract change orders is that the contractor or the client wants a change. The contractor can also request for change orders. Contractor or client wants a change. For example, the clients want the first thing, the initial thing, the client wants the extension in the left wing of the building. Suddenly, the client changes his mind. He doesn't want the extension to be at the left wing. He wants it at the right wing, for example. So that will occur change order. So the client or contractor wants a change, and then the project manager will generate the change order, or the contracting officer will proceed with the bilateral contract modification. Okay, and then it will be approved once it is signed by both parties. Okay, meaning that contracting officer and the contractor must sign it to approve the change order. If either one doesn't sign the change order is not valid. Okay, always remember that both parties need to sign the contract change orders, and then a copy of it shall be sent to the relevant parties, such as suppliers, consultants, and so on. Why? Because whenever there is a change occurring in the project, the suppliers must know. Maybe the quantity of the material is changed, so the suppliers must know so that they can supply the correct amount of quantity. Okay, or the consultant, the drawing is changed, or the whatever scope of work is changed, so the consultant must know as well. So that is why it must be sent to the relevant parties. Okay, a copy of it in a writing form. Remember, writing form, because it needs signature. Whenever there's signature, it must be notified in a writing form. Okay, so let's go for the flow. Okay, for the flow chart. I will present you on the flow chart. Okay, wait. Okay, this one. Okay, I will send this to you, the flow chart. So the flow chart here, okay, this will make you better understand on this topic. Okay, I will send in the group WhatsApp. Wait. Alamak, ada gap. Sekejap. Wait. Contract admin. Okay. This one. Silap group. Okay.
Next week Tajul ajar. Next week lagi Tajul pun ajar. Sampai jadi kira je lah Tajul.
Tajul ada bakat.
Itulah.
Okay, this one.
Dia pandai ambil hati orang.
Amboi, apa nampak?
Okay.
Kalau
So
kita tak makan lebih dah ni.
okay. So this is the flow chart. Okay, this is for the client. The client. Okay, I will label this in group WhatsApp. client procedure. Procedure. This one is contractor procedure. Procedure. Okay, so this one is the client's procedure, meaning that if the client wants a change, then the client first must must make the change. Okay, the changes. So there will be evaluation and analysis of the change. Okay, what changes need to be done, for example. Okay, because the client wants a change, right? So we need to evaluate the change first, okay, whether it is possible or not. And then it will go to propose change order. Okay, the client will propose the change order, PCO, okay? CO is change order. So propose change order. If it is not evaluated correctly or it is not possible, then there will be rework of the change order, okay? So that the change is possible. Okay, and then after the proposed change order, it will go to this yellow diamond here. This is an if statement. If statement meaning that if not agree, what happened? If agree, what happened? Okay. So if it is agreed, then the change order will be executed. Okay. If it is agreed. If it is not agreed, then there will be two choices. The first one is that the PCO is discarded, meaning that the proposed change order is not proceeded. It will not proceed with the proposed change order. So back to the original contract. But if it is, and then the second choice is the construction change directive. For example, the client wants a change and then it is not agreed by the contractor. Okay, so what happens is that the client will proceed with construction change directive. So what is construction change directive? Construction change directive is when the client doesn't want to agree with whatever the client wants a change, then the client will make a unilateral contract modification. Okay, why? Because the client still wants the change, but the contractor doesn't agree. So the client will proceed with construction change directive, which doesn't require the signature from the contractor. Okay, so the contractor must follow the construction change directive. Must follow. If the contractor doesn't follow the construction change directive, then it will be a breach of contract. Okay. So that is why it's very important for the client to make construction change directive.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, correct. All right. So I want to add, okay. Right, correct what Tajo explained. Okay, this is a clear flow chart, the way how the client have to do the change, okay, when they request to have a change order. So this is the procedure, okay, the flow. Okay, so like Tajo said about the construction change directive, meaning that it will be a directive change order, meaning that without the agreement from the contractor, the client still have the rights to do the change order. Okay, so it become like that. Okay, so if you see the first flow, change, and then they have evaluation and analysis, right? And then you see they have two options, rework and propose change order. What does it mean by rework? Okay, if the existing work already done, for example, they already did the work, and then the client want to do change. Okay, you got it? So that's why they come out with the rework. Maybe that will involve the redo the existing structure they already done. Okay, so that's why they have two options. The proposed change order meaning that they not start yet. They are not starting yet that activities. Okay, you got it? That's why they have two options there. Okay, change order can be either the activity or already done or activity not yet done. Okay, you got it? That's why they have 2 points there. Got it? Clear, class?
Clear.
Okay, all right. Good, Tajo.
Okay, thank you, Doctor. Okay, so there will be construction change directives. Okay, so this is in the client's procedure, how the flow of the client if the client wants a change. Okay, and then next, this one. Okay, this one is okay. Can you see? It's a bit blurry. Okay, so this is if the contractor wants a change. So first, the contractor will identify a change. Suddenly, the site, it needs changes. The changes needs to be done. For example, the price for this material is not as stated in the original contract. So the contractor doesn't agree with the original contract. So it needs a change so that it will benefit the contractor as well. Okay, so the contractor identifies a change. Okay, and then the contractor will notify the owner with change request. So before change order is proceeded, the contractor needs to make a change request. So in a form, okay, and then the contractor writes down or whatever that needs to be changed, the contractor will notify the owner. So the owner will review the changes. Okay, the changes request from the contractor, the owner will review, the client. Okay, but not contoh if Air Asia. Okay, so not the Air Asia yang reply, because Air Asia doesn't have the expertise. So the client's representative, the ones who have expertise to review the change request, okay, and then they will notify the owner lah. Okay, so if the change request is rejected, okay, rejected first. So if the change request is rejected, so there will be two options. The first one, the contractor will withdraw the request, meaning that they don't proceed with the request. Okay, and then the second option is that the contractor will prepare a claim. Okay, why? Because the price is not the payment is not suitable for the project, for example. So, okay, the payment should be higher. So that's why the contractor can prepare a claim. Okay, the contractor has the right to claim from the owner. Okay, because the project suddenly is not as stated. Okay, so that's why the contractor can prepare the claim. Okay, owner's review. So if it is rejected, if the change request is accepted, then the contractor will then prepare the cost and time estimate for whatever it is that the contractor wants to change. Okay, usually involves with the price lah. Okay, so the contractor will prepare the cost and time estimate for the changes that will be made. Okay, so after the contractor prepares the cost and time estimate, okay, so the owner will then review the estimation. Okay, review the estimation from the contractor. Okay, review contractor submittal. Okay, submission of the estimation lah. Okay, so when the owner review the contractor submittal, okay, so there will be negotiation between the contractor and the client is representative lah kan. So the client and the contractor will discuss, negotiate what is the impacts and so on, the cost and so on with the contractor, and then if it reaches an agreement from the negotiation, then they will execute the change order. But if not reach agreement, then there will be two options. The first one is that the contractor can withdraw WCD or FD. Okay, I've Googled this for many times, but I cannot find WCD. I only find FD. So FD, in my understanding, FD is fixed deposit. Okay, withdrawal of fixed deposit. So usually in a construction, I don't know if this is correct. Okay, this is in my own opinion. In construction, usually the client will have to pay certain amount of fixed deposit before the construction starts. This is to ensure the contractor's site. Okay, to protect the contractor. For example, the contractor do the work. Okay, the contractor does the work. Suddenly, the client doesn't have money to pay. So the contractor can actually take the money from the fixed deposit paid by the client earlier beforehand. Okay, so that is the function of fixed deposit. So if it doesn't reach agreement, then the contractor can withdraw the fixed deposit from the client side, from the client, whereas the client has already given the fixed deposit beforehand. Okay, so that is the payment towards the contractor. That is FD. WCD, I don't know. Okay, so this one you can Google. Okay, I tried Google, I cannot find it. Okay, and then the second option, yeah.
Okay, really? You couldn't find
WCD dia macam ada banyak makna. I don't know which one.
Okay, so must be related with the financial terms maybe. I will
Maybe.
find out too.
Okay, so the second one is issue a unilateral change. Okay, issue a unilateral, meaning that you want to make, meaning that the client will issue a unilateral change. Why? Because the client still wants the change. Okay, still wants the change, but the client doesn't agree with the estimation from the contractor. That's it. So that's why the client still requests the contractor to do the work, to perform the work. Because if there is dispute and it is not solved, then there will be delay. Okay, so that is why it is important for the client to always make the decision fast. Okay, so that the project is not delayed. Okay, so that is why the client can issue for unilateral changes, so that the contractor still perform the work by making by the client the client just use CCD and so on. Okay, so that the contractor perform the work. Okay, so to prevent any delays. Okay, and then okay, so that's it. Okay, that's it for the and then contractor also has CCD. Okay, CCD of contractor, but it doesn't call CCD. It's called the contract the okay, cardinal change doctrine. Cardinal change doctrine apa tu kan? Cardinal change doctrine. Oh, glamour nama dia. Cardinal change doctrine is actually the whenever the client, okay, this is just an extra knowledge lah. Whenever the client wants a big change, for example, the client wants to build a hotel initially, wants to build a hotel. Suddenly, when half of the construction is finished, okay, the client suddenly changes his mind to make a stadium. He doesn't want anymore a hotel. He wants a stadium. Very big changes. Okay, so the cardinal change doctrine will protect the contractor from doing such changes, even though that the client make the CCD. If the client proceed, still insists the contractor to perform the work of a very big changes, then the contractor can sue the client. Okay, even though the client has CCD. Okay, the construction change directive. Okay, so that is the cardinal change doctrine. Okay, so that's it for my presentation. Okay, let's go back to the slides. Sorry for the very long explanation. Okay,
Not
so
that's nice.
okay, this is the form. This is not the CEM. This is not the CEM-4900/3 form, but this is just like to get a clearer image lah on how does the form is written. Okay, so it must include the date. This is the key things, the key parameters in the form that needs to be done. Date, okay, the types of change order. This will be further explained by Nana later on, and then the description of change and the amount, the price must be included in the form. Okay, so that is all about contract modification and change order, the flow and so on. Okay, so the next slide will be presented by Aimi. Okay, good luck Aimi, and thank you for attending this lecture, for listening, everyone. Okay, so good luck Aimi.
Okay, thank you Tajul. Okay, Assalamualaikum and very good morning everyone. Alright, before I start my part of presentation, I would like to ask all of you to type number 1 in that chat room to be aware, are you guys still here with me or not? Okay, quickly type number 1.
Wow.
Okay.
One. Me too.
Okay, thank you to who participate and give some response to my presentation. Okay, firstly, Tajul already explained what's the meaning of change order, right? So when we know the definition of change order, we need to know why it happened and what the common causes of this contract change order. And then we need to know what the purpose and what type of change order. The type of change order will be explained on Nana. Okay, firstly, I will explain on the common causes of contract change order. Here there are four change. Okay, sebentar. Okay, here there are 4 common causes of contract change order. Firstly is error or omission in drawing, design change and inaccurate specification, and lastly is substitution of material or procedure. I will explain based on my understanding. You can correct me if I am wrong. Okay, firstly, I will go to the first point, which is error or omission in drawing. It's mean when we have an inadequate detail or failure to prepare a complete set of detailed drawing. When it happen on the project, it can lead to the serious change order, right? So, did you guys already hear what's the meaning of error or omission in drawing? Everyone?
Yes.
Okay, firstly, I will explain what's the meaning of error or omission. Okay, design error is known as a lack of instruction in drawing and specification. For example, I will give example of sliding door frame in architecture drawing. Okay, for example, The model number and size of sliding door were stayed on drawing. But when it come time to install the sliding door frame, it was discovered that the sliding door frame is not fit above the curve. And then the material is not suitable. But the main contractor already purchased that material. The contractor need to request the change order to the client to change the detail on drawing. So the definition of omission in drawing is it always occur when something that we require to complete the project is not shown on the drawing or specification. For example, when we have 2 blocks of apartment, we need the sidewalk. So when the sidewalk is not shown on the drawing, so we need to request the change order also. So the next point is design change. It mostly happen on design work project, which is the big project. So where the ongoing process on design, it also can lead to the work stoppage. This also can lead to the cost overrun. So for the example, when we have the structure drawing, it's not tally with the architecture drawing. So the architecture work will be delayed and need to do some change of drawing. So the client and the contractor need to discuss what the solution. So the third point is inaccurate specification. It always happen in situation which the contractor I will give the example of air condition aircon. So this example is when the contractor decide using of B brand, but the owner or the client insists to use in a different brand, which is A or C brand. When the time of the air condition to be installed, so they are need also to request the change order. And lastly is substitution of material. When the contractor make the substitution when the specific material are not available on site, or when in situation there are shortage of supplier. So that's the common causes usually happen on project. So next slide, Tajul. So next, I will explain on the purpose of change order. As you can see here, there are several purpose of change order. Some of them is to change contract, plan or specification, to describe the word and method of payment for extra word, and thirdly is to authorize and increase in extra word fine. It means it is necessary. It is necessary to complete the previous authorized change. And fourthly is to make payment adjustment in compensation, and the change order is also to implement a cost reduction proposal or the construction evaluate research proposal. Then to clarify term of the contract. And lastly is to resolve dispute and potential claim. This one we already learned on chapter 7, right? So it is exception during the contractor after the purpose final estimate and pay for contract claim determination. So for the common causes, you can read on the slide. There are several common causes, right? So the type of change order will explained by Nana. Liana?
Okay, thank you, Aimi.
What feature is it? Why have to change the Korean to Malay?
Yeah,
Malay to Korean.
thank you, Aimi. Now I want to present on the type of contract change order. First of all, before I proceed, I want any one of you to post a picture of him or herself posing like Lee Kwang Soo in the slide. Post it in the WhatsApp group. I will give 5 ringgit for the first person who posts it.
How? Sorry?
Just selfie with Lee Kwang Soo and
Wow.
post it at group, and I will give 5 ringgit and
Wow. Oh my God, you guys.
Posing like this. Like this.
I can't see.
Like this.
Oh, the post like that. Oh.
yeah.
But nobody send the picture.
Group ni betul-betul pemurah.
Kan.
And I have one Tudung Farida from Aimi. What was it? Get RM5 and Tudung Farida.
Fariha ke Farida?
Farida.
Fariha. Fariha Nana.
Fariha. Okay.
Okay. Okay, hurry up.
Oh je, siapa-siapa? RM5 dan tudung Fariha. Perempuan dah kan? Laki takkan pakai tudung.
Tudung, ada tudung Fariha?
Ha.
Oh.
Yes.
Ada tudung Fariha Saimah kan? Perasan tak, Liana? Saimah. That's my mom's name.
Oh.
Tak tahu di notice or not, that one hot sale. Habis dah kan? Stop.
Yes, sold out, sold out.
Saimah is my mom's name. They said they take a name based on the customer. I don't know.
Okay. So,
Anyone?
ada orang nak close?
Anyone?
Ada ke? They shy lah, nobody
Semua malu Okay, tak apalah.
shy.
PM je lah, PM. PM.
Okay. It's
Okay,
okay
kita
lah.
proceed je.
Okay. Okay, so I want to ask about I want to I want to ask what you everyone what you understand about normal change order. Right. This answer even that answer that question I will give that
5 fingers.
Wah. Memang pemurah grup ni tapi semua malas ni kelas ni.
Change material.
There's a few
Error
amendment,
or
but
omission
the
from the
amendment is
contract
still
document.
within the scope of
Satu kelas kena bagi duit ya.
what's
Siapa yang first tadi?
Muhammad Nakib
Syakir.
Okay. Syakirah dapat.
Okay, just give me your account number. Okay, very good. So let me explain in detail. Normal change order is made when that is error or omission from contract document. For example, unforeseeable job site conditions such as rock, expensive soil, and unrecorded utility lines, and many more. Next. I want future explain more information on the example of normal change order. The first example is a change in the requirement of regulatory agency. The second one is a change originated by the client. The last one is a change in specific work due to the unavailability of specific material. In this point, for example, there is not enough or there is no material required for the site work during construction. So there must be change made in the material used but with same quality. That is why change in material must make to continue the work. Okay, next. So this is similar with Lee Kuan Yew, whoever posted in WhatsApp group a picture of himself or herself posing like Jin Ho will get 5 ringgit and Tudung Fareha only for the first person who post it. Okay? If any
Kalau tak ada orang, bagi saya je lah.
TM tepi.
okay.
Tak dalam grup. Kenapa?
Like this.
Ni obses ni, you all ni K-pop ni.
Saya tak, dia orang.
Saya pun tak kenal K-pop. Dulu je lah.
Okay. Anis send her picture.
Alhamdulillah.
Okay.
Let me check. Ada ke?
Private.
Tak ada pun.
Personal.
Bermalu. PM, dia PM.
In the group.
Okay, congrats to one who post it. Thank you, Anis. Since you post, I want to ask you a question. What do you know about emergency change order?
Anyone?
Anis.
Anis.
Just answer. Class, just give an idea. Emergency, when you heard about terms emergency, what does it mean? It's not normal, it's abnormal. So when it
Change
happens,
order that require immediate action.
okay, what is normal? There must be have the condition it become emergency.
Okay. Anis said require immediately. Yes, and
But
that's correct.
yeah,
Okay.
immediate, but okay. But why they become immediate action must be a reason.
Safety.
Other
Safety
than that,
reason.
other than that,
The emergency.
Unforeseen site condition.
yes, and there is must have like, for example, like even there is a potential the site to have the what disaster or nature disaster, right? So it could be like flood or everything. So it affected the site. So it become emergency change order. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Doctor. So I will explain in detail. So emergency change order is defined as a change that requires immediate action to avoid serious work stoppage, delay, and extra cost. Okay, next. So there are the detail of emergency change order. Number one, a change that must be introduced ASAP, as soon as possible. The next point is that a change requires immediate action to avoid serious work stoppage, delay, and extra cost. For example, when there is an emergency or a serious problem that could stop the work or delay the work, it will influence the cost and quality of the work. The next point is the more agile organization more efficient. It can manage emergency change. And the last point is it is can also be considered as the opposite of standard change order because it requires immediate action. Next. So in this slide, this is the summary of the type of change order. It consists of their standard change order, normal change order, and emergency change order. To briefly explain this, a standard change order is a low-risk change. It does not require immediate action. For example, a service is required for an service. Next, normal change order has an intermediate risk that is not urgent that can be pre-approved, meaning that a review process is conducted before approving. The last one is the emergency change order. It is an urgent change which has high risk if it is not managed properly, for example, security threat or safety issues. Next. That's all from us. Thank you and stay safe.
Done. Finished.
Alhamdulillah.
So fast. Even though very detailed information. Okay, but should I make a, there is some part I have to explain details on or make a little bit correction. Okay. Taju slide, can you go to your the flow chart? The
Flow chart.
okay, the flow chart by contractor, that one. Okay, all right. Okay. Okay, before I respond to your group, okay, so I want to make a explanation for this one. I hope that everyone clear on this process. Okay, like Tajul said, this one is a flow chart whenever there is changes that contractor identify. Okay, meaning that when they try to they must have a condition that the work have to be changed, right? So the contractor have to submit the change request. Okay, this thing can happen if the owner asks the contractor to do change order. Okay, for example, there is owner want to do change, but the contractor identify also there is affected. Okay, to the time or also to the cost. Okay, so that's why contractor also have to submit their change request, or maybe the other condition, like if the contractor identifies there is a necessary change, so they have to do change request. Okay, what happened here if the owner have to review when the contractor submit the change request. Okay, the owner of course have to review, and then like Taju said there, if the accepted, so they can prepare the time and cost impact and everything. Okay, all right, the engineer. Okay, and then go down. This one if accepted. Okay, go down. Okay, and then there is the owner review contractor submittal. Okay, so owner have to see review the submitted that one. Okay, based on they already review the cost and time, and they try to negotiate. Okay, if the cost they still have to get the agreement, right? So that's why they need to negotiate first before reach the agreement. Okay, and then now you see if they agree. Okay, so of course they can execute the change order. This is how they can get the mutual agreement. Okay, and then if no, okay, so they come up with the issue unilateral change, meaning that's why the owner still have to ask directive. It become directive change order. This is how it works. Okay, meaning that first they ask the change, right? The owner, the client ask the change, so the contractor have to see the change, is it affected or not to their cost and time. So that's why they have to submit the change request, so to review again and everything. So that's why it's come out like the if say no, but the client still insisted the issues. Okay, but if no, but the client didn't issue that one, so it withdraw. Okay, WCD and FD is not it's not fixed deposit, okay. Alright, it's not the fixed deposit. Okay, the terms of WCD is a work change directive. Okay,
Oh.
and then FD is a field directive. Okay, so that's why they say if they didn't reach the agreement, they withdraw. They withdraw this work change directive and also field directive. Okay, work change directive meaning that a statement to the contractor from the owner. Okay, first they already assigned, right, to do change, but so they withdraw lah because there is no, they didn't get the agreement. Okay, and then the field directive meaning that the written directive from the owner. Okay, which is they have the minor changes. Okay, that's why they said even though, okay, even though there is changes minimal or didn't affect the time of cost also, if the contractor doesn't want to do so, they still can withdraw. Okay, if they didn't reach the agreement. So WCD or FD meaning that WCD is a work statement from the work change, okay, directive from the client. FD field directive meaning it's just like a written written statement also looks similar. That's why they said or. This one is minimal. FD is minimal. Field directive meaning that during on site if they want to change, okay. For example, field they call it a field directive meaning that on site they saw they want to change even though they is not incurred the cost whatever. They can withdraw this work. Okay, you got it clear?
Okay, Doktor. Thank you, Doktor.
This
Sorry,
one.
ajaran sesat tadi saya.
It's okay, it's okay. So we learn, okay, we learn together. I also learn because you explain it quite detailed. So it's a very good explanation as well. So we learn together, okay? So for the process that what accepted, the rejected, I think clear, right? It's nothing to do. It's just like they withdraw the request, okay, automatically, okay? There is no go further beyond that. Okay, and then contractor can prepare the claims if they reject, okay? Claims meaning that the extra, if anything incurred cost, okay, so they can claim, just proceed like that. And this one, they have, what, accepted, they have two parts. Either they have to prepare to evaluate the time and cost, or the contractor already prepare the cost and time estimate, okay, either one. Okay, if accepted, the contractor already got the evaluate estimate. Sometimes the contractor cannot evaluate. or estimate. So that's why they need the engineers to do. Okay, or QS, quantity surveyor. Okay, clear? So I
Clear.
think it's a very good explanation for this one. Okay, so overall, congratulations for this group. Please give a big applause, class. And thank you for the last group, isn't it? The final, the last final group, isn't it? This one, a
Final.
presentation. Okay, you make my day. Okay, very very. I thought that your group is not really attractive because none of the your group member like really. I think only one I think can like perform last time, but the rest like quite lazy. No effort at all. Okay, so this how like okay we can learn from Tajul. Okay, he did a lot of research, even though he didn't know. Okay, of course we need to share. I mean, find out first so that we can learn together. If wrong, it's okay. We can make it right. Okay, so it doesn't matter because of course it's very new things, right? The topic you didn't know this very details. So when you share it, you found out the information, you try to deliver, and when I see is it okay or not okay, and then is it right or not right, and also I learn from all of you. If you do more work, we learn together and it's become more value. Okay, our class will become more valuable. Okay, this is what I want. It doesn't mean that you have to receive from the lecturer. The lecturer also have to receive from the students. Okay, I don't know, maybe there's some lecturer they can't accept this, but I'm not. I like two-way learning concept. Okay, I like two-way. Sometimes those who are less experienced, their thought is a more value than those who are experienced. You have to accept this. Okay, doesn't mean they have less experience. Their thought or their idea we can't accept. Okay, sometimes sounds crazy, but it's logic. Okay, something like that. You got it, my point. So please, when you working outside, you work in the team, you must cooperate. Okay, doesn't matter how's their background. Agree? Okay, this is what I want you to get in. Okay, to get from this class, meaning that when you have to do the presentation, please put all the effort. Okay, I believe that all the information that they presented is already, I mean, details. I need a question from all of you. Is there any doubt on this topic? Any doubt? I think Tajul, you have to give me your account number because your presentation is very very good. Okay, I don't expect that it comes from the students. Seems already like a lecturer. But if you make it your path of delivery to slowly a little bit, it's much more better. Okay, maybe too fast, so everyone like what to catch up. But it's good already. Okay, it's good. You have the intonation and everything. I like it. Okay. Are you interested to become a teacher or lecturer or what?
Interested. Parents saya lecturer.
I see. What course? What subject?
Mak saya FSKM, Computer Science. Ayah
Really?
Finance,
Where?
accounting.
In UiTM?
UiTM.
No wonder. Okay, so we oh, no wonder then the anak is like that. I see. Oh, so what your parents advise you to become a lecturer too?
Dia tak kisah asalkan saya bahagi.
Oh,
saya mungkin engineer dulu kot. Lepas tu bila dah meningkat jadi
wow.
baru jadi lecturer.
Okay, okay, that's great. Okay, good. Okay, good. You from foundation kan? Oh, asasi.
Asasi.
Oh, asasi. Okay, so you younger than the rest.
Setahun je.
Oh, I see. Tengok budak tu lagi. You see how he delivered the content. I know that everyone give me the reason like, oh, no time lah, busy lah, whatever lah. But no, that one is excuse. If you have patience, you will do it. You will do it. Okay, for your patient. All right. So, I'm still waiting. Is there any question on it? Let me check again the content. Because just now your other friends like, is it Liana and I mean, talk about the causes. Is it?
Common concept.
I ask you, if you don't have a question, then I ask you when the change orders happen. I mean, in what stage in the construction? What project? When the contract modification and change order happen? Start. If you really understand, you got the question. My question: when the change order or change contract modification, I mean started. When they will do the contract modification and change order. None of you want to try?
During construction.
During construction, after they agree the contract, after they initiate the project. Okay, after they initiate, I mean after start initiate, then many change order requests, okay, they will happen, okay, because usually they can't see, of course, once it's running, then they will see the change, right? If not start, then nothing they can do. So usually this one happen during, yes, it's not usually, it's happen during, okay. Some of students, they confuse, they thought that change or contract modification have to do before the construction start. You got it, my point? So don't misunderstand. We talk about change contract modification is we talk about during the construction stage. Okay, meaning the work is already initiated. Okay, clear?
Clear.
So I show
Yeah.
you. Maybe
Betul.
you get the point. This one. Nampak tak? So some student, they thought that before this, but it's not. It's here. Okay, that's why they say that the contract modification is like a supplementary, additional changes, right? So they have to supplementary in the contract. Okay, the contract is already agreed, but there is a change or any issues, so they have to include like a supplementary document on it. That's how they call it. Okay. So we will conduct the quiz when next week. So we will have how many more weeks to end to finish?
3 Ni week 11, 12, 13, 14.
Okay. Oh, sorry, let me show you. So we have another 3 more weeks. Okay. All right, let me show you. I think your group didn't show the sample of the form, isn't it? No, right?
Yang CEM tu tak? Yang Google ada.
Oh, okay. So this, if they have to do the change request, so there is a 5 component usually they have to fill up in the form. Scope offered, change in price, change in times, the nature, okay? Date of change, okay? This one. CM, this one Tajul just show, right? You also show, isn't it?
Saya show yang lain tapi tapi ada benda ni lah.
Yeah, it seems similar like this. So it depends on the company, okay? Different form, but usually they have this detail. Okay, change in time, change price, okay? All right. Okay. So yeah, I think your friend also explained about condition issues the change, okay? Meaning that why they have to request the change order, okay? So these are the list, okay? If method is not proper, okay? Usually sometimes in the construction industry, for example, the construction methods, can make a change contract modification as well. Okay, and then uh, okay, wait, sorry. Okay, so if you can see here, there is a few, right? That conditions. So can everyone read? If the work performance is not going to be according to the contract document, if the plan specification of the project is defective, if the method of performance is not proper, if estimate cost of the project is not according to contract agreement. Okay, so these are others condition that can occur. So like I said just now, it's about the construction method. You know construction method? What is that? Did I mention before? Anyone? What is the construction method? Can anyone give an example? How? Sorry. Yes. Yes.
Method of executing the work macam
Yes. So how? They have
uh,
a few methods. So what is that method? Anyone? Alamak. How to build the structure? How to build the structure?
kena pour concrete semua tu ke?
Yes. So they call what? They call as what?
Activities.
In situ.
Oh, in situ. Faham.
Jadi if they casting on site, they call in situ, right? This is the conventional practice. Okay. So other than that method, the new technology they call as what?
IBS, Integrated Building System.
IBS. Yes. So this one is a precast. They order from the manufacturer and then they transfer, deliver to the site. Correct?
Faham.
Okay. So sometime at the first place they agreed to conduct 100% in situ, for example, but suddenly during the project initiate, they said that the client want to do precast suddenly. So they have to make a changes, right? So these kind of things, okay. And other construction method, for example, like how they want to do piling, okay, the foundation, there's many types of foundation, right? So that one also the changes in terms of the design. Usually this happen a lot of the condition of change order. Okay, you got the point, Alright, so I think we almost reached to the end. Okay, so I hope that everyone clear with that. Can everyone turn on your camera so that we can have a screenshot before before we end the class? Okay, thank you, Tajo, for and the team for making this class lively. Otherwise, I thought I really less hope for your group, your class group. So I hope that everybody learn. Okay, don't take this as your what competitor or whatever. Please learn this from these people. Okay. Can you take this as a good good things? Okay, because some student or some people, okay, they can't learn from person. They will like complain, they will say, oh, budak ni over lah. There is a person like that, okay, so I don't want you to become like that, okay, so I want you to be a positive, learn from these people. Okay, for example, like during my study, our class, okay, we have so many students from other countries, so only me and that Japanese who are perform in the class. So the student from third world country, we can call like developing countries, for example, like from Nepal, from Afghanistan, from Pakistan, these kind of people, they can't accept those who perform, they will condemn, they will not learn. Like me, even though they said, I mean, the lecturer said good, but I still want to learn from that Japan guy. I mean, the Japanese student. So that's why we have to take initiative. Okay, don't condemn or don't complain. You must learn. Okay, you got the point? All right, good. So please turn on your camera. So we have another 3 more weeks to finish our topic, isn't it? Okay. Hurry up. 1, 2, 3. Okay, one more. Let me change the layout. Okay, wait. Okay, don't forget those who are have to receive money from me. So please give your account number, Tajul as well. I appreciate your effort, Tajul. Okay, because it's not easy to understand that details. I believe you did a lot of research. Okay, everyone, please. And it consumes time. I know, because I like to do that kind of task as well. Okay, everyone, please turn on your camera. Okay, because of the quiz, you know, the quizzes is many numbers. So the amounts have to share. Otherwise, I will, if only one, we get a lot, you know. Okay. All right, please. 1, 2, 3, smile. All right. Okay. So that's all. See you guys next week. Okay. Bye. Assalamualaikum. Thank you very much for a very good, input today. Okay.
Thank you, Doctor.
Salamullah.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Doctor.
Doctor.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you, Doktor. Thank you, Tajul and team.
Golak
Congrats.
doktor.
Okay. Welcome.